The cell is the most basic unit of life. These cells are various types like nerve cells, skin cells, liver cells, stomach cells, etc. All of these cells have unique functions and features, and all have some recognizable similarities. These make tissues, organs, organ system and whole body. All cells have a skin called the plasma membrane, protecting it from the outside environment. The cell membrane regulates the movement of water, nutrients and waste into and out of the cell. Inside of the cell membrane are the working parts of the cell. At the center of the cell is the cell nucleus. The cell nucleus contains the cell's DNA, the genetic code that coordinates protein synthesis. In addition to the nucleus, there are many organelles, small structures that help carry out the day-to-day operations of the cell. The cell organelles include mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, lysosomes, peroxisomes, etc. One important cellular organelle is ribosome. Ribosomes participate in protein synthesis. The transcription phase of protein synthesis takes place in the cell nucleus. Another important cellular organelle is the mitochondrion. Mitochondria are often referred to as the power plants one of the cell because many of the reactions that produce energy takes place in the mitochondria. Also important in the life of a cell are the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies and lysosomes. The growth and metabolism of the cells require the presence of numerous hormones above and beyond growth hormone, including thyroid hormone, insulin, cortisol and gonadal steroids. Each exerts an important role in different aspects of cell metabolism and in those processes necessary for cell division. In addition, a process requires multiple growth factors that act in an autocrine, paracrine or even endocrine manner. In addition to endocrine glands, many neurons of the central and peripheral nervous system produce hormones which are released locally into the extracellular space as well as into the bloodstream. In most cases, hormones synthesized by neurons are the same that are also produced by non-neuronal endocrine cells. Examples are provided by the large number of peptides formed in both the nervous system and the intestinal endocrine cells, including the pancreas. Glucagon, gastrin, cholecystokinin and many others. Neurons that produce hormones are called neurosecretory cells. Neurosecretory cells form a distinctive population of nerve cells which are recognized by their content of large peptide storing vesicles. Vesicles are distributed throughout the cell body, axons and the synapses of the neurosecretory cells rather than being restricted to the synapse like regular neurotransmitters. Furthermore, release of neurohormones occurring throughout fusion of the vesicles with the cell membrane occurs not only at the synapses but also anywhere along the soma and axon. In this way, the released neurohormone affects multiple cells which are within the reach of neurosecretory cells. Cells in multicellular animals communicate through signaling mechanisms that takes place at direct intracellular contacts, or that involve signals released systematically into the extracellular space where they diffuse over large distance and are able to affect targets far removed from the signaling source. The first mechanism, communication of cells that are in direct contact, is developed to a state of high complexity in the nervous system. Here, a multitude of signals in the form of neurotransmitter chemically coupled network of neurons at specialized cell-cell contacts, the synapses. The second mechanism of the cell-cell communication defines the endocrine system. It involves secreted signals, hormones that affect target cells in a less directed way, since all cell expressing receptors for a given hormone will react when the hormone is released. Endocrine glands regulate a large number of homeostatic mechanisms. They include the activity of neurons, muscle cells and pigment cells. During specific behaviors, the activity of visceral muscle and exocrine glands, the control of major metabolic pathways, release of carbohydrates, the control of the ionic molecule through absorption and excretion, the formation and maturation of gametes, and growth and regeneration of the body. In many instances, endocrine glands form an integrated system in which hormonal production and release is controlled throughout feedback loops. Hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is a part of the brain that lies just above the pituitary gland. It releases hormones that start and stop the release of pituitary hormones. The hypothalamus controls hormone production in the pituitary gland through several releasing hormones. Some of these are growth hormone releasing hormone or thyrotropin releasing hormone or TRH and corticotropin releasing hormone or CRH. Gonadotropin releasing hormone tells the pituitary gland to make luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulizing hormone, which are important for normal puberty. The next one is pituitary gland. The pituitary gland or hypophysis lies within the sella turcica. It hangs inferior to the hypothalamus, connected by the infundibulum. The diaphragm sella locks the pituitary gland in position and isolates it from the cranial cavity. The pituitary gland releases 9 important peptide hormones. All bind to the membrane receptors and use cyclic AMP as a second messenger. The interior lobe of pituitary. The interior lobe of the pituitary gland can be subdivided into the pars distillalis, the pars intermedia and the pars tuberalis. The hypophyseal portal system. At the median eminence of the hypothalamus, neurons release regulatory factors into the surrounding intestinal fluids, fenestrated capillaries. The capillary networks in the median eminence are supplied by the superior hypophyseal artery. The vascular arrangement is unusual. The vessels between median eminence and the anterior lobe carry blood from one capillary network to the another. Blood vessels that link two capillary networks are portal vessels, which are named for their destinations. The entire complex is a portal system. The hypophyseal portal system ensures that these regulatory factors reach intended target cells before they enter the general circulation. Hypothalamic control of the anterior lobe. There are two classes of hypothalamic regulatory hormones, releasing hormone and inhibiting hormone. Releasing hormones stimulate the synthesis and secretion of one or more hormones at the anterior lobe. Inhibiting hormone prevent the synthesis and secretion of hormones from the anterior lobe. The rate at which the hypothalamus secretes regulatory hormone is controlled by negative feedback. Hormones of the anterior lobe. The pars distalis produces 6 hormones. 4 regulates the production of hormones by other endocrine glands. The anterior lobe produces hormones that turn on endocrine glands or support the functions of the other organs. Thyroid stimulating hormone triggers the release of thyroid hormones. Thyrotropin releasing hormone promotes the secretion of TSH. Adrenocorticotropic hormone stimulates the release of steroid hormones by the adrenal cortex. Adrenocorticotropic hormone specifically targets cells that produce glucocorticoids, hormones that affect glucose metabolism. Corticotropin releasing hormone causes the secretion of adrenocorticotropic hormone. Gonadotropins regulates the activities of the gonads, and abnormally low production of gonadotropins produces hypogonadism. Children with hypogonadism will not undergo sexual maturation. Adults cannot produce functional sperm or oocytes. The two gonadotropins are follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone stimulates follicle development and estrogen secretion in females. Estradiol is the most important estrogen. In males, follicle stimulating hormone stimulates sustentacular cells, which promotes the physical maturation of sperm. Follicle stimulating hormone production is inhibited by inhibin, a peptide hormone released by cells in the testes and ovaries. Luteinizing hormone causes ovulation and progesterone production in females and androgen production in males. The most important androgen is testosterone. In males, luteinizing hormone is sometimes called interstitial cell stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone production is stimulated by gonadotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus. Gonadotropin releasing hormone production is inhibited by estrogens, progesterone and androgens. Prolactin together with other hormones stimulates both the development of the mammary glands and milk production. Prolactin production is inhibited by prolactin inhibiting hormone. The neurotransmitter dopamine circulating PRL stimulates prolactin inhibiting hormone release and inhibits the secretion of prolactin releasing factors. Growth hormone or somatotropin stimulates cell growth and replication by accelerating the rate of protein synthesis. Skeletal muscle cells and chondrocytes are particularly sensitive to growth hormone. Liver cells respond to the presence of growth hormone by synthesizing and releasing somatomedins or insulin-like growth factors. The direct actions of the growth hormone tend not to appear until after blood glucose and amino acid concentrations have returned to their normal levels. In epithelia and connective tissue, growth hormone stimulates stem cell divisions and the differentiation of daughter cells. The growth of these daughter cells will be stimulated by somatomedins. In adipose tissue, growth hormone stimulates the breakdown of stored triglycerides by fat cells, which then released fatty acids into the blood. As circulating fatty acid levels rise, Many tissues stop breaking down glucose and start breaking down fatty acids to generate ATP, glucose sparing effect. In the liver, growth hormone stimulates the breakdown of glycogen reserves by liver cells, which then release glucose into the bloodstream. The production of growth hormone is regulated by growth hormone releasing hormone and growth hormone inhibiting hormone from the hypothalamus. Melanocyte stimulating hormone may be secreted by the pars intermedia during fetal development, early childhood, pregnancy or certain disease. This hormone stimulates melanocyte to produce melanin, but its function in normal adults is not known. The release of melanocyte stimulating hormone is inhibited by dopamine. The posterior lobe. The posterior lobe of the pituitary gland contains the unmyelinated axons of hypothalamic neurons. Neurons of the supraoptic and paraventricular nuclei manufacture antidiuretic hormone and oxytocin respectively. Antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone decreases the amount of water lost at the kidneys and in higher concentrations elevates blood pressure. Antidiuretic hormone release is inhibited by alcohol. Oxytocin. In women, oxytocin stimulates contractile cells in the mammary glands and has a stimulatory effect on smooth muscles in the uterus. Oxytocin secretion and milk ejections are part of a neuroendocrine reflex. The pineal gland. The pineal gland lies in the posterior portion of the roof of the third ventricle. It contains pinealocytes which synthesize the hormone melatonin and serotonin. They exhibit diurnal rhythm. Melatonin is high in night time and serotonin high in daytime. Suggested functions include inhibiting reproductive functions, protecting against damage by free radicals and setting circadian rhythms. Adrenal glands. The human body normally include 2 adrenal glands. These are located immediately anterior to the kidneys and are encasted in a connective tissue capsule that is usually partially buried in an island of fat. The adrenal glands lie beneath the peritoneum. The most obvious aspect of the structure of the adrenal gland is their partitioning into 2 distinctive components, the paler medulla and the darker cortex. Both of this tissue contain many blood vessels, hence they may be described as richly vascularized. Adrenal medulla. The medulla consists of many large columnar cells called chromaffin cells. Blood from throughout the adrenal gland collects into large medullary veins to exit the gland. Hormones secreted by the adrenal glands. Adrenal cortex. The adrenal cortex consists of 3 concentric zones of steroid synthesizing cells, glomerular, fasciculata and reticularis. Although the boundaries between these zones are indistinct, each of these zones has a characteristic arrangement of cells. Corticosteroid hormones are produced in the little amount of the androgens. Cortical hormones are glucocorticoids and mineralocorticoids. It regulates carbohydrate and mineral metabolism in our body. The next one is adrenal medulla. The adrenal medulla consists of masses of neurons that are part of the sympathetic branch of the autonomic nervous system. Instead of releasing their neurotransmitters at a synapse, these neurons release them into the blood. Thus, although part of the nervous system, the adrenal medulla functions as an endocrine gland also. The adrenal medulla releases adrenaline and non-adrenaline. Both are derived from the amino acid tyrosine. Release of adrenaline and noradrenaline is triggered by nervous stimulation in response to physical or mental stress. Blood shunted from the skin and viscera to the skeletal muscles. Coronary arteries, liver and brain rise in blood sugar, increased metabolic rate, bronchi dilate, pupillaris dilate. Clotting time of the blood is reduced, increased adrenocorticotropic hormone secretion from the anterior lobe of the pituitary and flight-fight mechanism. Secretion and distribution of hormones. Hormones may circulate freely or bound to transport proteins. Free hormones remain functional for less than 1 hour. A free hormone is inactivated when if diffuses out of the bloodstream and binds to the receptor on target cells, if it is absorbed and broken down by cells of the liver or kidneys, if it is broken down by enzymes in the plasma or interstitial fluids. Now, next one is thyroid. The butterfly shaped thyroid gland is located just inferior to the larynx. It is composed of right and left lateral lobes, one on either side of the trachea, that are connected by an isthmus anterior to the trachea. A small pyramidal shaped lobe sometimes extended upward from the isthmus. The normal mass of the thyroid gland is about 30 gram. It is highly vascularized and receives 80 to 120 ml of blood per minute. Thyroid hormones remain in circulation much longer because when they enter the bloodstream, more than 99% become attached to special transport proteins. Thyroid hormone increase basal metabolic rate, the rate of oxygen consumption under standard or basal conditions. By stimulating the use of cellular oxygen to produce ATP, when the basal metabolic rate increases, cellular metabolism of carbohydrates, lipids and protein increases. A second major effect of thyroid hormones is to stimulate synthesis of additional sodium-potassium pumps, which use large amounts of ATP to continually eject sodium ions from the cytosol into the extracellular fluid and potassium ions from the extracellular fluid into the cytosol. In the regulation of metabolism, the thyroid hormones stimulate protein synthesis and increase the use of glucose and fatty acids for ATP production. They also increase lipolysis and enhanced cholesterol excretion, thus reducing blood cholesterol level. The thyroid hormones enhance some actions of the corticolamine because they upregulate beta receptors. Deficiency of thyroid hormones during fetal development, infancy or childhood causes several mental retardation and stunted bone growth. The next one is gonads. Gonads are organs that produce gametes, sperms in male and eggs in female. In addition to their reproductive function, the gonads also secretes the ovaries, paired oval bodies located in the female pelvic cavity, produce several steroid hormones including two estrogens and progesterones, regulating physiology of females. The male gonads, the testes, are oval glands that lie in the scrotum. The main hormone produced and secreted by the testes is testosterone, an androgen C19 or male sex hormone important for male physiological functions. Control of endocrine activity. Endocrine activity is controlled by neural control or feedback mechanism or nutrient and minerals in certain cases. Endocrine reflexes. Endocrine reflexes can be triggered by humoral stimuli, changes in the composition of extracellular fluid, hormonal stimuli, the arrival or removal of a specific hormone, neural stimuli, the arrival of neurotransmitter at neuroglandular junctions. In most cases, endocrine reflexes are controlled by negative feedback mechanisms. A simple endocrine reflex involves only one hormone. This type of reflex controls hormone secretion by the heart, pancreas, parathyroid gland and digestive tract. More complex endocrine reflexes involves one or more intermediary steps and two or more hormones. The hypothalamus, which provides the highest level of endocrine control, integrates the activity of the nervous and endocrine system in three ways. The hypothalamus secretes regulatory hormones, special hormones that control endocrine cells in the pituitary gland. The hypothalamic regulatory hormones controls the secretory activities of endocrine cells in the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, which control the activities of endocrine cells in the thyroid, adrenal cortex and reproductive organs. The hypothalamus itself acts as an endocrine organ. Hypothalamic neurons synthesize hormones, transport them along axons within the infundibulum and release them into circulation at the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. The hypothalamus contains autonomic centers that exert direct neural control over the endocrine cells of the adrenal medulla. When the sympathetic division is activated, the adrenal medullas release hormones into the bloodstream. The hypothalamus secretes regulatory hormones and antidiuretic hormone in response to changes in the composition of the circulating blood. Pathways called neuroendocrine reflexes include both neural and endocrine components. In the endocrine system, complex commands are issued by changing the amount of hormone secreted and the pattern of hormone release. The relationship between hormone concentration and target cell response is not always predictable. Several hypothalamic and pituitary hormones are released in sudden bursts called pulses rather than continuously. When hormones arrive in pulses, target cells may vary the response with the frequency of the pulses.